Hello, hello. Hey guys, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's show.
I don't know how we're gonna do it with this.
I don't know. It wasn't really planned out.
We're gonna do our best, I guess.
Oh my goodness, here we are. This is gonna be a lot. So it wasn't planned out very good, but this is our first year outside for our podcast. We've actually never been outside during podcasts before. So
and it's gonna go great. I guess as we are doing the questions, we'll just pass the mic around, and I guess you guys will hear as we're doing it like that. Okay.
Yeah, we have a huge audience out this way. We have us here. We have Alex. We have Daniel Evers, Bo Cook, and Chat Good here with us tonight. Sharon Mike's here.
Can I just start by saying that
we're sharing two mics?
Well, yeah, this one is for our audience out there, and that one's for our audience here.
Right. No, I get it. But apparently we're sharing two mics, which is fine. I like sharing mics with you.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I've looked forward to this day for decades now, and here it is. I don't know what to do with myself.
Today's the day.
Today is the day.
Here we are.
Can we start? I want to say, first of all, thank all you guys for coming out. I think it means a lot to the whole community.
Yeah.
It means a lot to the whole community that you guys came out today to show your support for this type of thing. It's just, thank you guys for coming out, first of all. I know we've got this is difficult.
This is so hard. We're not in our basement.
We've got some questions that were prepared. And then, like I said, if anybody in the audience wants to ask a question, we'll have them come up and we'll give them the mic and they can ask also.
Right. I mean, we're going to dive in with the questions that were sent to us. You guys know out there that me and Alex do not operate very well on like a management going by what they want us to say. Order. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Because we usually just throw our mix in and make it happen, but we have we got to follow guidelines here on this. So we're going to throw our little mix in with this. So here we go. General questions for all speakers. Guys, what does recovery mean to you personally when you think about your role in the community? We'll start off with Bo and head around the table then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go first. Recovery means to me is watching families be reunited with their kids that they may have been separated from, watching things like this with the community. We didn't have this before, and just it helps us the police world as far as crime prevention or reduce crime. So that helps. It's just in watching you guys and saving lives and coming together and joining together because, before we didn't have anything like this.
We haven't had anything like this.
It's just a group. It doesn't matter if it's the separate different groups, but somebody has a resource to go to, and just watching these communities come together and become productive citizens.
Good answer.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, first, let me ask you one more thing while you got that. Was you here for the walk? Did you participate in that earlier?
Yes, I jogged.
How did you feel? How did that make you feel this evening?
Feel good. I took a couple selfies looking back, not of me, just the group, because I wasn't here last year, and I think it's about the same turnout. But just watching this grow and the relationships that law enforcement, but when I look at myself as law enforcement, I mean that I'm a leader in the community, but the relationships I'm building with these individuals that usually was in a different time or different era in their life. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a big deal. All right.
Can I put a break on this thing just for a second?
Go ahead.
And say there has to be a way that these mics can feed to that thing as well as that, because we keep getting like indications from.
I mean, Chapman, we are right in the middle of a live, and we were wanting to do some sort of
like technical stuff.
And we got Brandy Flick back here trying to actually work on it.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe it's the problem. Because I don't want to leave out. I mean, I know you guys are doing the best you can. I don't know.
What do we want to do?
To make that speaker, because that speaker is the one that I'm talking into right now, right? I mean, both, but that speaker.
Oh, we ought to Bluetooth that to
the laptop.
I know, but then they can't hear us out there. That's what your speaker's for.
No, if you Bluetooth the speaker to the laptop and Bluetooth this to the laptop.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, try it. Hit Bluetooth then.
I don't know. Oh, I come up with ideas. I don't come up with solutions. Okay. Listen, that's not-
Daniel, you
I'll
seem
do
like the technical
I
guy.
won't.
Can
No,
we
I'm
Bluetooth
not.
this stuff?
No,
Like-
They can watch it live on their phones, right?
Yeah, maybe you could do that.
Everybody pull your phone out.
Everybody pull your phone out.
Yeah. Guys, pull your phones out there and just go ahead and watch us live from here because this is really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard, and we don't want to leave you guys out. Like that's terrible. Obviously, you guys are all here and walked up the hill with us, and so I don't know how to. What are they looking for on the phone?
Valleys Rise Above under YouTube.
Valleys Rise Above on YouTube.
There we go. All right, problem solved. Now we can put our mic
And
down.
then we can. I'm going to put this mic down, and they're not going to talk into it either. So if you want to hear us, Valley Rise Above on YouTube, and then you can hear what we're saying, and we're talking to everybody.
Y'all, he just put the law down on us.
basically.
Moving forward,
Moving
Daniel D.
Commonwealth attorney right there.
Daniel D. Bird.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
That's
back to
me.
that question. What does recovery mean to you personally, and when you think about your role in the community?
Man, recovery is everything. Like we this has not been an easy path for anybody, law enforcement, probation included. It's always been us against them for the longest time. And what was ironic about it is they thought that we were the enemy, but we had a common goal, but we weren't working together towards that common goal. And now today, I think this is a good personification of seeing that, where there's law enforcement here, there's all kinds of different people here. And that's really the turn. That's the tide that's turned with what we're trying
100%. Bring everybody
well,
together.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I said it on the last podcast. Like what we were doing in the past was not working.
Yeah.
So we had to try something different. So when I started to notice like the community getting together, I was like, well, let's be a part of that. Let's just see what happened. And we found a bit of an alliance between for probation and then the actual recovery community is actually really strong. So it's kind of done like part of my job for me. It's actually been nice because people get out and we don't have to strain and beg for resources. They come out into a situation where there's already resources built in, which is really handy. You know, there's already peer support that's built in their lives, and not everybody takes that path, but for the most part, it's been
More
really,
and more people are taking.
yeah,
that
more
path, I
people
feel
are
like.
are aware, and the more awareness that we're spreading, it lets people who are getting out of jail, specifically the county jail, they get out and they don't feel alone anymore. They're like, even if they still see probation or the cops as enemies, they can create their own little network, and when they're ready, then they can come to us, and we can really solidify everything. So the alliance has been really strong, really powerful recently.
Yeah.
And doing events like these where we all come out into the public together too, like
Yeah.
seeing us all walking up down, and like Chapman said, everybody walking up down the street together, all of those people that we passed, everybody that saw us, like getting that exposure, I guess,
Yeah.
it's huge.
And that's
Yeah.
always been the thing. Like, again, I said this on the last one. Addicts are not people hiding behind the dumpster. Like
Right.
they're in Walmart. Their kids go to school with your kids. Their kids are playing on your football team. Like it's all together. So
Oh man, Daniel, now they really messed us up.
I know now they can. Now I can hear me like 2 seconds later.
You can't pay
Ma'am.
attention to your voice on
Turn
that
that
speaker.
down
You
just
have
a
to pay
little bit.
attention right here. Put your headphones on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like that at all.
Well,
Try it again.
our test earlier, we really couldn't complete because we had a big rainstorm coming in. So it was like,
Yeah,
you know,
it was-
that's our excuse.
We'll take it.
Yeah. All right, Chapman, coming up to you now with the question.
So this is the general question.
Hey, Daniel, did you pretend water?
Yeah, did.
How did that make you feel living in there?
What was cool was like, I think about like people, like somebody just having dinner at West Main, seeing all these people walk, and then seeing Bo at the front, and seeing, you know, me involved, and seeing Chapman. Like, that's for the community also to realize, hey, this isn't a battle. This is everybody together
Right.
fighting a battle, which is much different than the battle on the street that people in the community think is happening. Because it's not like that.
Right.
I mean, this isn't Gaza. Like, we're out here trying to figure this out together.
100%.
And for somebody just eating dinner or just driving down the street to see that, it might be the first time they've seen something like that.
Definitely. Okay, so Mr. Chapman Good. Hey, you gave a great speech up there.
Oh, thank
That
you.
was
wonderful.
awesome.
It was
Yeah,
great.
I appreciate
it was
that.
awesome. So, what does recovery mean to you personally, and when you think about your role in the community? Do you get that one?
Yeah. So, I mean, recovery means to me the sort of the person who rejoins society as like a productive member, who is not just like the productive citizen who works their job and does that sort of thing, but is now back in their family, back a member of their individual community, right? Like we all have a community that we're in, right? This, Luray or Stanley or Page County, whatever that community is, we have that, of course. But every individual, all of us here, we have our own communities, right? Our friends, our family, our loved one, whatever they are. But that person rejoining that community as a productive, whatever that is in the sort of love, friendship sense, rejoining that community. That's what recovery is to me, right?
Yeah.
Because we all know people who have suffered from addiction, or people who have people that they know that suffer from addiction. You're either the black sheep person who's from addiction because your friends know. They're like, I don't want that anymore, right? That girl anymore. If I don't want to deal with you anymore because you keep going back to stick, whatever that is, right? Like we all know exactly where I'm talking about, right? That stigma.
Absolutely.
When the person can say, nope, not doing that anymore. I'm recovering. When they can rejoin that community, the larger community, their interior community, whatever it is, their internal community, when that's sort of what like recovery means for me, right?
Yeah.
And does that mean you're perfect now, or that you've
Not by
solved
far.
all the demons? Like
Right.
you, like, no, of course not, right? But
Right.
but you're able to rejoin your community at the local level and at the larger level. I think that's what recovery means for me.
Yeah.
And then what does it mean for me as my role in the community? It's what can I do? I mean, this sounds terrible, and I'm sure somebody's gonna take it out of context. They don't, but like wielding the power of the state to help people recover, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Put programs in place and give different options for things like that.
yes, but to take it to a worse level, right? I think you're exactly right.
Right.
But to take it to a worse level is like, I can make you go to jail, right? Like me and this guy can make you go to jail, and that guy, we can put you in jail,
100%.
right? And I don't want you to go to jail, absolutely not. But to say, hey, it's gotten to the point where now I have to use this threat, right? I'm going to use this threat to make sure to help you get that recovery that you need, right? Or this guy's going to put you in handcuffs to help you get that recovery that you need, right? Or that guy's going to say, hey, if you don't get yourself straightened out, I'm going to violate you to help you get the recovery that you need, right? Like that's how I see my role in the community. I don't have the skills that you have, or that you have, or Taylor, or whatever. I don't know how to do that sort of stuff, right? That's not my skill. I'm thankful that we have all my skills are in the courtroom, and my role in the community is sort of from there. If you haven't been able to figure it out yet, I want to help you figure it out.
Mhm.
And if I can't help you figure it out, then I'm going to use the power of the state to force you to figure it out, right? Like that's what I want to do, right? I hope we can get there without that, but if not, then I just want to help you get better. And if that comes like from a position of threat, then that's what I'll do.
You have to. I mean,
Right?
Honest
you have
answer.
to, because it's a part of the job, And
Absolutely.
I mean, we do have, I don't know, you guys correct me on this. Isn't it a new law when somebody's on probation, you got like 3 chances and then you're out, or is that not true?
You're going to get me wound
Don't get it
up.
going
I
on
mean,
that.
is it or is it not?
You're going to get me real
I
hot
mean,
here.
just tell me.
There are 2
Okay.
technicals.
So
Okay, yeah.
there's a law. It's a House bill that was passed in 2021, I believe. I'm
just curious, because
I'm
can't
a-
one of those
I'm a-
can't
I'm
one
a-
of those
great.
chances be
I'm
go
a
to
try to be-
rehab? Or
So
is
here's what's happened. So your first technical violation, which is not a new charge, you can't get any time. It's catch and release. The second violation is up to 14 days. And then the third violation can be kind of an open sentencing. But what I have found, but nobody asked me when they made the law, it was politicians making these laws thinking they know best.
right?
Anyway, what we found is it's actually decentivizing people to do programs, because it used to be first violation, second violation, we would do inpatient, and then we would do CCAP, and we would do these programs early before you get too far down the line.
Yeah.
Now it's 1 and 2, no help at all, catch and release,
so
and you're
this
right
is-
back.
This
Yeah.
is worse. Than,
We've
I was
had-
thinking
I
it
think
was
so.
a better.
Oh, it's terrible. It is.
Okay.
It's terrible. People aren't like, there's no incentive for someone to do a program. When they come back and they see, oh, this is only my second technical, I'm getting out in 14 days. Why would anybody do drug court? Why would they see? They just want out of jail. I get that. the law itself, then, in my opinion, the most damning piece of legislation in the state has passed probably ever. I've
Yeah.
seen the ramifications of it. People that we could have gotten to early. When you think about it, first violation, second violation, that can be 2 months, 3 months. That's a lifetime for an
Yeah.
addict.
Yeah.
I mean, you can burn so many bridges in 3 months. You can do so much
You can
damage.
burn it down in 3 months.
Oh,
you can burn it
absolutely.
all down in 3 months.
Absolutely.
And it's just not setting people up for success. I know where their head was at when they established the law. There are places where first violation was getting you 12 months and then second was getting you 3 years. I get all that. But when you had courts like ours, who was actively trying to help people, getting them into CCAP, getting them into different
That's what I was
programs.
actually getting ready to ask you, Daniel. Is there a way that we could throw like community into that first and second violation to like help them, or
Well,
prevent
no,
not the
something?
way the
Before
law
he
set up
answers
now.
that, before you answer that, Daniel, this is going to be my libertarian bent right here, where I'm going to jump in there and say, this is where the state steps in and writes legislation that thinks it's helping people,
Mhm.
but it's not. Right? This is where your question that you're about to ask is perfect. Why? How does the community step in and help people? Right? Because when the state comes in and writes a law, and then they don't know what the ramifications are until 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and people like Daniel go up to the Hill, whether it's in Richmond or in DC or whatever it is, and say, no, this is wrong, this is hurting. But that's 10 years of people that have been hurt along the way. But the community can react quickly, like we have here, and help. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. Okay, guys, I'm going to go around with one question from each, and then we're going to turn to the audience here. So, Bo, they want to ask you this one question. Well, they have a bunch, but I picked
Right.
out the one I like.
Oh, good.
All right. What partnership have you seen well between law enforcement and recovery programs in our area?
Honestly, being in law enforcement here 30 years, I hadn't obviously in the last maybe 3 to 4 really when I started just getting in and seeing people from our community, which I consider as family. Even though we might not be blood related, but as our community is not going to survive unless we all come together. And this program or these programs that y'all have gotten, and hopefully more come along. I mean, we have the recovery places that you can go to, and or the peer and stuff like that. But to actually see people in your community where we have a pulse on who everyone is, and we know each other. And I think that's where just instead of somebody just going to a clinic somewhere out of town or at another location, just being involved in knowing each and every one of you, whether, sometimes like I said earlier, I seen people that, was on the other side but we were trying to do a job, but also it helps me understand too, that not everything is, not everybody fits in the same mold. Everybody got to where they're at. There's similarities of, the addiction, but not one shoe fits
Right.
all.
Yeah.
So whatever your reason was, or this reasoning and understanding, and be able to pinpoint on each individual's situation, I think helps. And that's where this resource is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get you, because rock bottom is different for everybody.
Right.
Some people has to be set down in jail, prison for a while. Some people, lose their kids, like in my case. Some people psych ward, whatever, So, okay, let's move along then. We are at, let's see, candidate of Commonwealth's attorney. What reforms or approaches do you believe could strengthen recovery efforts in our county?
Again. I listened to twice. Reforms do I could maybe I can make this all political right now, right? So
We love it.
this is what I want to do, which I think would be super helpful, and I want to fill the space between first offender and recovery court. Okay. People come in, they have first offender, and they get off. They've chastised by the court. They know they're in trouble. They're on probation. They have all the things that go along with first offender. That's great, right? I think that's a good idea. The first offender is a good program, right? The statute. But then what happens is they can for their second one, right? Their second possession or their third possession. And because of the sentencing guidelines, they're looking at like literally your second possession, it's probation, no incarceration. So you're going to be a felon now, but you're not going to get any time, right? Third possession, very likely you're not going to get any time, or it's 1 day to 3 months based on the sentencing guidelines, right? So you have these people who come back for their third or fourth or fifth, and Daniel's nodding his head at this moment, right? Because he sees this, because he helps us write the guidelines, right? That these people they keep coming back, but there's no penalty for them. And again, it goes back to sort of the state saying, no, we don't want to keep punishing these people who are addicts, but without the threat of punishment, how do we help them? So what am I talking about? Recovery court is not going to kick in until a person really has some serious skin in the game, right? Oh, Judge Ritchie's going to give me 5 years, or I can try recovery court, right? Well, that's not on your third possession or your fourth possession. You clearly have a problem on your third or fourth possession, but you're not facing the kind of time that would incentivize you to want recovery court. For recovery court to apply, 3 parties have to agree. The criminal's attorney, which I'm lucky to be me, the judge, and the defendant. They all have to agree to go to recovery court, right? Well, how do I get the third person to agree? I want to help you. Judge Ritchie wants to help you. How do I get the third person to agree if he's only looking at doing, 1 day to 3 months?
Yeah.
He's not going to do that, right? So how can I help those people that the recovery court is not ready to help yet, but first offender didn't work? That's the program that I would love to create here for the community. And I've talked to Chief Cook about it, right? I've talked to Taylor about it. I've talked to Pastor King about it, right? You and I haven't talked about it directly, but I've talked to the sheriff about it. Like, we have to, all of us community leaders here have to, I think, I would love to bring them all together to create a program that we can force people to use. This goes back to what I was saying about like using the power of the state to say, look, you either go to jail for a certain amount of time or you agree to do this program. Use the power of the state to say, you're going to do this because you clearly have a problem. You don't want to go to jail. I don't want you to go to jail, but I want you to get help. But I have to figure out how to do that. Like I said earlier, I don't know what the solutions are. I don't know how to help those people. I really don't, as far as the mechanism. I'm going to let Amy go about. I don't know the mechanisms that are required, like supporting someone. Like, I'm here to talk with you, but I don't know the mechanism. Like, I'm not a mental health professional. I don't know it. I'm not a drug treatment professional. I'm not any of that sort of thing. So I need to work with the people that are, right, to help them to create a program that we can institute, that I can enforce as the Commonwealth attorney, that the judge will sign off on, because he also has to agree, right? And that the defendant that will be intensive enough that maybe will sort of steer those people away. Like, some of the people that would have ended up in recovery court, maybe we can steer them away before they get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
That's
think that's a great idea.
that's
Any
the
program,
kind of
any
reform
resource.
that I would love
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
if
That's an awesome
reform,
idea.
But I think that's what I want to do.
And they had his, he's talking about the first offense and then the second offense. Between the first and second, how much time, how much is being used. It's not we don't catch you you don't get caught the first time or the second time. And I don't know what that statistic is, or how many times we actually get someone in between. You could go years as an addict, as far as addiction. But so that's just when we get you in court, doesn't mean it's the first time you got caught, the second time you got caught, third time you got caught. It's a lot of drug usage in between.
Absolutely.
Nobody is that unlucky.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're onto something though. I really do. And I think that would be a great program. All right, Mr. Devers. So the question for you is, what success stories have inspired you in your work with individuals on probation? There we go.
Why does he get the success story question?
Hey,
Well,
let him have it.
Look.
Let him have
I gotta
it.
get something good. Obviously, recovery court. I talk about it a lot. Has rejuvenated me with my career. I was very. I was burning out quick. It was the same people over and over again, and I felt like I didn't have anything. I had no resources. I had nothing to help people. If yelling at somebody was going to work, they wouldn't have been there in the first place. So that got tiring. Like, it was just I felt like a hamster in a wheel. Just
I'm sure it
going.
was exhausting.
It was mentally exhausting. It was physically exhausting. Like, if you know my physical story, like
Yeah.
it took a physical toll on me. It was terrible. But then, recovery court came along, and it really instilled a lot of faith in me that with the right amount of support, with the right amount of legal backing, with the having the teeth behind it, but also the support network can be very powerful. There are a ton of success stories. A lot of them were here today. One of them sitting right here beside me, my good friend
man.
Alex.
Mhm.
Yes.
Thank
Amy's
God
out
for
there.
drug court.
Brandy's a great example of just building back what you can do.
Mhm.
Chris, I see you out there. I've seen you the whole night. You ain't said nothing to me, but that's all right. That's all right. We can talk later, brother. Yeah, I mean, there's success stories everywhere. There's even one, I think about a guy named Josh Alger
Mhm.
that I went to, I was friends with him in high school. He went to Page, but he's a great guy. And he was really, really in a bad spot. Went and did some time, got a couple charges, did some time, really turned his life around without recovery court. So he's a good example of someone who just made a decision that it was enough. I
That's awesome.
just saw him out at the fairs, had his kids with him,
Oh,
you know,
that's awesome.
sober as could be, and just living life.
So now
That's awesome.
you personally, you feel like you have purpose now.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, before it was
yeah.
kind of
Yeah, it really. I mean, and
dark.
I'll be honest with you. I was seriously thinking about doing something else. Like I was really at a point where it was like, is this what I want to do? Do I really
Right.
just having the same conversations?
I think you bring a good point in that we're not just cogs in a machine, right? Like we're humans too. It takes a toll.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up around here. We see these people, and we're like, "Gosh, I knew that guy, and now he's a mess," or whatever the answer is, right? Or not even that. Just the sort of the same old sort of routine with the same people, and it does have an effect, and it is. I don't know. It just is like it's more important to us than just a paycheck
job,
and
right.
doing the thing. Like it's way more to it than that.
Yeah.
Well, I do think to that point, the three of us live here, of course, and we're residents, and this county is our county. This is our home. This is where we're raising our families, and this is those raised his family. This is our home. I did call him old. I did. But it's like when you
still look good, Mr. Bauer.
yeah, got that hair done.
Yeah.
He's ready. He was ready for tonight. He was
That's
ready
right.
for tonight, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
He put that touch of gray in his beard. He's doing all right.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's
My
doing.
beautiful wife's a cosmetologist.
Yeah,
Yes.
she had to call.
Yeah.
Aw.
But like when you got so much skin in the game, like when I was really burning out, it wasn't just because I don't feel like I'm good at my job. I felt like I was failing my community. Like I felt like I was failing on multiple levels. Like I wasn't keeping people safe. People were getting hurt.
Yeah.
This was during a time where some crazy stuff was happening. Exxon, Judy Lane,
Yeah.
like some horrible things that happened in this county, and I was just like, what are we doing? We're lost, completely lost. And it wasn't just, oh, this is my job. This was like, man, I'm failing my community right now. So for us, having that much skin in the game really takes it to another level. I don't want to speak for them, but to
Yeah,
Chapman's
right.
point, it's
Yeah, no,
I think a
very
light
personal.
switches came
Well,
on.
we're seeing
I think a
results.
light switches definitely came.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get our community out there. Anybody out there tonight want to ask any of these guys here at the table a question? Public time.
come on.
Now we can always chime in here on our live as well with the question. There's a question up there.
Oh, there's a question up there.
Misty
Yeah.
Alger looks like.
Misty Alger.
Yeah.
She's one of our top fans.
Oh,
She
yeah.
loves us. Oh, Misty. Gosh, I love her. All
She said she's so proud of you all.
Oh,
She's our
yeah.
biggest fan.
Look at that.
right, come here, woman. Let's stay here. Introduce your name.
Hey, I'm KJ.
All right, what's your question?
My question is, do you guys know about crisis intervention training?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys offer that for your force?
Yes.
Good. Okay,
Yes.
that's my
We
question.
try. We
Okay.
try to keep every officer, of course, with the turnover. We try to keep every officer. If they come in and new to the department, that's one of the first priorities to get them in training as well. But sometimes they leave and go to another department.
Right.
So it's tough to keep the whole department 100%, but we
Yeah.
try to keep it.
I think we ought to do a monthly community one.
There should be.
Yeah.
So
Even
the,
I'd be interested.
the only thing I would ask Chief Cook is, what is crisis intervention training? Because she asked if we knew what it was,
Right.
but not everybody knows what it is. So
Well,
how does that
basically-
help?
It's basically recognizing instead of just treating, like I said, one size don't fit all. So it's
Mhm.
basically when you're involved in a situation or you're encountering someone who's going through a crisis is identifying and learning how to handle it instead of just, we all, when I started, it was arrest them, take them to jail, go to the next, arrest them, take them to jail, go to the next.
Right.
And it's, sometimes, well, a lot of times it's mental health and helping the officer recognize what he's involved in and trying to open that door of communication where it doesn't have to result in just taking him to jail. And then the next time, arresting him, taking him to jail, it's getting involved and getting to know the person and figure out how they got where they're at.
Yeah.
And answer Kirsten's question, all of our POs are CIT certified. We go through it with Rockingham County Sheriff's Office. They offer the class, and all of our POs go through it.
That's great. That's
And
great.
it's good to recognize like the idea of continually arresting or not knowing the situation. Anybody who knows me knows I love analogies. And if you take a hammer and you constantly try to use a hammer to get a nail in, and that nail starts to bend, you're going to break that nail. So you got to know when it's time to stop, reevaluate, find the right tool to get it fixed, because you're just going to do more damage if you keep hammering.
There you go.
So
That's pretty good.
you go
I
these-
like it.
You go
You
to
need
these,
to write a book.
yeah, these
If you have
mental
a
health
hammer,
scenes.
everything looks like a nail.
Yeah,
right?
it can be very tiresome. So
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
it.
good. All right,
We're
anybody
podcasting in the
next?
dark right now.
Anybody next with the question?
I think we're good.
All right, I just got one more person I'd like to pull on here. Paul Alger, would you step up here for just a second? So, Mr. Paul Alger, he's actually my
Paul.
family.
It's right here.
He just got out not long ago from a long stay, and I want him to come to this table because you want to put the ear things on there. You see them? Do you have any?
I don't know.
Where'd
One,
Alex
two,
go?
three. Okay, maybe not. So here, I'm going to give these to you so you can hear me. How many years did you have you pulled on the inside, Paul?
23 years for active addiction, pretty much.
Okay. So my question to you guys all here at the table, you got somebody who's 23 years on the inside, who's out now, and he's doing his best to do his best, stay sober and do right. What could we do as a community to bond relationships like this that's been gone for so long? He's trying to relearn and relive out here. What do you recommend? What can you tell him?
She handed it to me.
Mhm.
I'm not a community organizer, but I mean, first thing I would say is, can you be a member of a church? One, I think family comes first, right? If you have family, obviously that'd be great. Is there a church you can be part of? If not, are there other community organizations you can be a part of, like Page One or PACA or whatever it is? Obviously, I think those would be amazing to join, to give you a sense of community. It's actually funny that we were talking about, and I don't know when you got out, but I was just talking to National Capital. They came out and gave us a National Capital treatment. They just gave us a presentation on Friday, and they said that the highest, I don't want to call it recidivism, because that's not the answer or not the word, but that within 72 hours is the highest percentage of use after you get released
Sure.
from prison or jail or whatever it is, right? Because, as Judge McGrath used to say, it's easy to do right when you're on the inside, when somebody's watching you, but when you get out and nobody's watching anymore, it's easy to not do right. So to get connected really quickly, I think is the key.
If I can ask,
No, absolutely.
if I can ask, how about your peer-to-peer advocating? In the court, do you support that? And peer-to-peer recovery specialists? I'm saying these.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, because when I was talking with National Capital, that was one of the things that they brought up was in recent conversations with the attorneys in my office and some other people, they've mentioned the prison in Chesterfield, that there's some kind of, they call it HARP. Is that what they call it?
Our program.
I
Yes.
think
Yeah,
they're the ones
right.
that have the homeless shelter in the basement, right?
The HARP
My one-
program.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is peer to peer.
Yes.
I don't think about it. I just know what I've heard. So fill it in, help me out with it.
Well, I'll say like Front Row, they have
Okay.
peer-to-peer advocators, even in the what do y'all do when what's the court y'all using up here when y'all
Drug court.
drug court? They
Yeah.
have peer-to-peer advocators for you.
Yeah.
They
And-
do have that with our,
They
Well-
have that here.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I think Alex,
I think so,
I mean,
right, Alex?
that's what, right?
We don't have a designated drug court or a courtroom advocate, but I know what you're talking about. In front row, they have the guy that comes in and advocates for you in the courtroom. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't know, but I'd be happy to. I'll tell you this to answer the sort of general question that you have.
Yeah.
Whatever works,
Yeah.
even if we're just experimenting with it, yes is the answer.
But-
I would be happy. It's not my call, but I will put my support behind it
Yeah.
because all I want to do is help people who are addicts.
I'm saying everybody at this table knows we'll never lock our way out of addiction.
No,
I mean,
we've
we'll
already
never
figured
do
that
that.
out.
It's gonna
We
break the
can't just
state,
put people
break
in
the
jail.
county.
Right.
You know, so more support. No,
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it real. You know, I don't want to listen to a guy that ain't done drugs.
Right.
You know, hey, look, brother, listen to a guy that's lived that life,
That's
done
right.
that,
That's
that
right.
do.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
showed me some hope that he's
Right.
doing better today.
Yeah.
And that's
I
why
can-
I think this is good with
Yeah.
with
No.
Alex's
This is
walk.
definitely good, bringing everybody to
But
the table.
one thing too, and it's a cliche, but show me your friends, I'll show you your
Yeah,
future.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
you need to surround yourself and the connection. I didn't know Paul was out, so I seen him tonight and I was shocked. I hugged him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's even out. So and connection.
Yeah.
Addiction is not a crime.
No.
So if you feel like you're falling off the horse, get involved, start talking to people.
I mean, the main
Okay.
thing is get you a good support system when you get out.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
right away. People that you can call. Ask the questions, the hard questions that ain't gonna just give you the bullshit answers. If you, it's gonna give you the honest answers.
Yeah.
And I had them with my honor today.
Yeah.
I got clean in jail, in prison.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
A guy come in and sold me a little bit of hope one day, and I thought, damn, he's full of shit. But if he can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Oh, yeah,
So 6 years, 8 months, and 27 days later, I'm still sitting here.
So the
clean.
thing that gets really tricky, though, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, is that you're right. Crime is not, or addiction is not a crime, but addiction becomes crime,
Yes.
and we see it a lot to where what's on paper in your major violation report is I use positive test, positive test, positive test. But what we don't see is all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes in between that 30 days you come in to see us. All this stuff that's going on at home, all the stuff that's happening. That's where we hope that when you get out, you come in with a support system. You came in the first day, if I remember, with somebody with you.
Yeah.
If I remember, am I
Yeah,
remembering
yes, sir.
that
My
right?
sponsor.
Yeah, he
yes,
walked
sir.
into our office with a sponsor. I was
Wow.
like, damn, finally,
That's amazing.
finally, somebody gets it. Get out, immediately establish a support network, and then we can be an extra piece to that.
Yeah.
Like you said, I've never even smoked pot in my life. I've made that
Yeah.
well known. I was scared of my mama. I was
Yeah.
goody two shoes. I was not messing with that stuff.
Yeah.
So for me to sit there and tell you at 37, hey, don't do drugs. What does that matter coming from me? I ain't never done it. I ain't walked that life. I don't know anything about that.
Right.
So when you have other people surrounding yourself who have done it, that's why Recovery Court is so powerful. Other people around you, seeing them that you've done time with, that you've probably used with, seeing them at the end of that, like, man, I could do that. That's
Yeah.
where it's really strong, really
Yeah.
powerful. So the peer part is something we actively work on. I mean, we're trying our best to get with Strengthen Peers and they come to our office probably once every couple of months.
Yeah, and we're working on a program now to try to do one bit or a couple weekends of getting a bunch of certified at the same time.
yeah.
Hopefully we can get together. Things are happening, good things are coming. Did you want to add anything else?
No, I think it's the support structure that you're talking about. And I think obviously that's super important. But I also, and I, Daniel can speak better to this, but your probation officer, and Judge Ritchie says this all the time, like your probation officer is not your enemy. So for anybody that's out there that's watching this thing live or is going to watch it later, that's like, oh, I'm in trouble. I don't know what to do. I can't tell my PO because he's just going to violate me. I'm not going to say he's not going to. I don't know. That's up to him.
Hey, take it easy.
right?
Take it easy. We'll
Right?
see. We'll see.
But the point is, like, go to your PO, whether it's here with Daniel or Brad or Andrew, or whatever, like whoever it is, Lindsay, like whoever it is, like talk to that person because they support you being better. I don't want to say a better person because I don't think it affects your personhood, but like they support you being better, you getting clean, whatever it is, or any other POs. And I'm not saying every PO is as good as Daniel, but
Well,
my point is this.
it's a
My
high
point is
standard.
this.
It's a high standard.
And this is why I wanted to add to it, not because he wouldn't say the exact same thing, but it's much better to go talk to him than it is to see me across the table.
Yeah.
Like you
So-
don't
You
want to
got that
get to
right.
where you see
Yeah,
me
it's too
because
late,
then I've
right?
got to stand there and go, that guy's
Too late.
terrible. He just keeps using. Judge, you got to throw him in. Like, I don't want to do that.
No.
I'd rather you talk to him and him go, okay, I appreciate you coming to me. I'm not going to violate you right now. And again, I'm not speaking for him. He's got to make those decisions. But like, hey, this is the first time. Not going to violate you now. Like, how can we help you? Who can I put you in touch with that will help you get clean? Thank you for being honest with me. And you don't ever, and then you don't ever see me again, right? Like, I don't want you to ever come and see me again. And the best way to do that, besides of external support structures, the church, the organizations, the next step is talking to him,
Yeah.
right? Going to him and saying, I have an issue, please help me. Because the step after that is very likely seeing him or one of the fine people that work for him or me.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Another
we-
another fun little analogy that I use is if you go to your doctor, like your personal care doctor, and you've been feeling like crap and you feel awful, but you go into your doctor and he asks you how everything been. Oh, I'm doing great, man. I'm feeling awesome. I feel wonderful. And you know damn well
Yeah.
you can't walk
That's a
walk
good
up a flight
point.
of steps without getting
That's great.
you know what I mean?
That's great.
You go to McDonald's every day. You don't even know where the gym is. You're like one bad vape away from passing out.
Mm-hmm.
And you say nothing to your doctor. You go get in your car and have a heart attack. That's on you. You should have said something. That
Yep.
person is
Yeah.
there to
That's a
help
good
you.
analogy.
And to keep it from the person that's there to help you is self-sabotage. And
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to break down that wall. I get that. But at the end of the day, if you just come to us and tell me, because the first thing I ask any PO, so most people know I approve all the violations as the supervisor. So you know, Brad comes to me and says, hey, I think I want to move forward with a violation. First thing I'm going to ask is, are they in treatment and how's their attitude? And if you're coming in, you're being honest, you're being upfront with us, you're going to get a lot of chances. You really are. So coming to us and using us as a resource is very important. And I'll put this out there for everybody. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your PO, come to me. Come to me as a
There
supervisor.
you go,
I will
guys.
make-
There's an avenue right
I
there
will
too.
I will make time no matter what. Just come holler at me. Just come say, man, dude, I don't want to talk to Lindsay today. I'm not feeling good. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
We're gonna
and
talk.
that's important to
Yeah,
do.
we'll have a conversation.
Man, I could sit here all night with you guys and keep on going with this.
Could I say,
mean,
could I say the guy that's on probation out there? What I've learned in the program in jail was, you know, the probation officers here see them probation to be like the community better these days. Instead of getting even, you know, let him know that, hey, look, you got high and you want some help today. Instead of, you know, saying, look, I'm sick today, I can't come in, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you actually just say, hey, look, I'm high today, you know, give me some help. Look, he's here to help you succeed. And you know, I don't know how many of you guys know me, but look, I'd be that guy that ducked and weaved and hide and run, you know, but today, look, I get it. Look, I want to succeed. Look, I have a family. Look, and kids at home, they learn what they see in their house. You know, regardless of what we really think, how little they are, how big they are, they learn everything they see and they learn it from us.
yeah.
You know, so if you don't want your kids in jail, because I don't want my grandbaby sitting in a jail cell where I be in.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point, and Bo can probably speak to this more, but I'm 12 and a half years in now. I'm starting to get children of people that I had originally on probation.
my
I'm sure
goodness.
Bo's seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
My-
my
It literally
dad's-
breaks
my
my
dad's
heart.
been a deputy for 40 years,
Yeah.
and it you can see it, like the sort of pain is
Yeah.
in his face. He said, I arrested their granddad, I arrested
Yeah.
their dad, and now I arrested them, and it's just tragic. If they got questions,
Yeah, we got questions,
get some
guys. We got. I'm not trying.
run us off.
No, you know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to
We
get to
got all
my last question of the night, and
Oh,
it's a
she has
big one.
question.
Okay.
But okay, go ahead.
Chris finally gonna talk to me. That's nice.
So it's not really like a recovery question. It's kind of a question like, so I was in King Mountain. When I was at King Mountain, I had a barber job for a little over 7 months. And I heard it was a program that every hour that I worked in prison that I would get minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, is that still work? Like, have you heard of it?
I think maybe I can answer that best. I don't know. Daniel might be able to answer it, but the answer to that question is you have to ask the judge. And I'm not trying to deflect. What I mean is, there's a statute you can get paid out for the work that you did if it's considered community service. So I don't know if the barber we consider that, but you have to petition the circuit court judge in the county that you were convicted in and ask them if he will approve the hours that you did. So that's how you get it. So the answer is sort of like it's the classic lawyer answer is maybe, right? But you should absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you get the opportunity, you should ask. But and there might be other people that are watching. Well, there might be other people that are watching too. That's the other thing that are in your position. You have to petition the circuit court judge if he will give you the time that you earned for that, and then he has to make that decision. Yeah, sure thing, man.
There we go. I think we got all the questions out.
Wait, there were 3
Is there
people
any
standing
more? Is there any more questions on our line there?
How can we help others to recognize they have an issue? Because so many do not realize it until they are locked up.
It's going to
Alex,
take
can
that
you-
process.
Well,
that
can you take that microphone and ask that into the thing so that people can hear?
Question: how can we help others to recognize that they have an issue? Because so many do not realize it until they are locked up.
I think we pretty well established that, though. I mean, it's going through the process. They're going to have to go through this rock bottom state themselves, and hopefully it doesn't go to death. Hopefully it's a jail institution, before death.
Sometimes, and I feel this on a personal level because I'm looking right here. Sometimes you have to do the hard thing. And the hard
Yes.
thing sometimes
That's-
is
yes.
making the worst decision that you could make as a parent, as a loved one, is to lay them out to the system and that help come to them. And that is it break her heart. It's been terrible to watch, but sometimes that is in the long run going to be best for that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they know that you care, and once that initial sting wears off and they're in recovery and they're handling their business, they're gonna look back and say, thank you, Mom. You
Yeah,
know?
and
Yeah.
I can actually say that for myself. My parents raised me. I mean, me and my brother had a good life growing up overall, but when they cut me off because I was in self-destruction so bad, they didn't know how to handle that. So
Yeah.
they cut me off, and they would just call 911 every time I'd come around. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not even doing anything wrong, but it happened over and over, and I knew I couldn't do them no more.
Right.
I knew I couldn't. Enabling is a very fine line, and you have to
And I've watched
really
that happen
know.
a lot. A lot of parents
Yeah.
bury their head in the sand, embarrassed and they don't want to reach out. And even though we see it, the community sees that it may be a individual addicted, but the parents don't want to, open and admit to it. I went and actually told them that their kid was using,
Yeah.
and they still deny it and told me to mind my own business. And I said, that's fine, but
Yeah.
we will cross that bridge one day when we charge them. So I think recognizing and just calling us, letting us know.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
I'm thankful
It's
my
hard to do.
parents did it like that for me.
Oh,
It's hard.
I
I'm sure
really
that you
am.
are. I think I'm going to summarize all that. And the question was, how do we help people who don't recognize they have a problem? The way you help them is not coddling them.
Mhm.
That's the way you help them, right? You say, you have a problem and you need to deal with it. And if you don't deal with it, I'm going to make you deal with it, right? Because what we want to do is say, no, it's my brother, and I don't want him to go to jail. Like, I'm not saying they got to call the law, but what I am saying is you have to be upfront with them. I'm sure that my younger sisters sometimes, and I'm not saying they have problems, but sometimes they think I'm being because I'm so much harder on them because I'm like, I don't want you to have a problem. I don't want you to get to the place where you can't come back from, or you're dead. Like, I don't want that to happen. So I'm like, and I get all like wound up when I
Mhm.
don't do that, like
Yeah,
in my
some-
professional life,
yeah.
because they matter so much to me, right?
It's your
And I'm just
family.
like, no, you have an issue. And I think other people need to do the same thing. That's what Chief Cook was talking about, is like the parent who has a very difficult time with saying, no, your problem, deal with it right now.
Mhm.
That's what you have to do. Stop coddling your family and friends who have this. And I know that sounds really harsh, but I think everyone at this table knows that is the answer. And that's what everybody said. I just sort of summarized. Don't
Well, I mean, as a person in recovery that really did go through that, I'm glad that my mom and dad called 911. I'm glad that they shut the door in my face, because if they didn't, I may not be here right now. So I knew that I couldn't go back up there, and I knew that it was cut off. And then that's how I got to the avenue of like, man, I'm homeless. I ain't got no place to go.
Yeah.
So thanks mom and dad for everything that they did for me.
Well, if you're asking that question, there's a good chance that you love that person wholeheartedly, And I look at my daughter.
But also a good chance that they probably have a problem.
Yeah, and
Right.
and you've recognized it. And if you're recognizing it, other people are probably recognizing it too.
Yeah.
So you're not alone in that fight. Don't feel like you're by yourself in that. But also, I look at my daughter. She's 4, and I would lay my life down for her. She's everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
And as she gets older, if she, God forbid, slipped into something like that, anything I would do would be out of a place of love. I want her to
Right.
be the healthiest, happiest person ever in this world.
Right.
So if I saw her struggling and not being healthy and being sick, as it were, I would, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I can't imagine going through it.
Yeah. Chad, this question's coming to you. Anyone else before I go to you are ready to run, and what happens with that? Are you the only one running?
Yeah. Right now, I don't have an opponent,
Should
so
win.
I
You
hope
should
I
win.
win. But
Chances are good.
but I need you all to come out and vote for me.
So you have to get voted in, or
I
how
still
does
have
that
to
work?
give a yes. I still
So
need
someone could
votes.
easily pop up right now at any time and be your competitor.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. A write-in. So I'm the only one on the ballot. August 15th was the cutoff for the ballot, but because we live in a democracy where people get to elect whoever they want, and which is a great thing,
Right.
you can write in Bo Cook if you wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Spell it
don't
right.
misspell his name. Yes, right. Like you could write in whoever you want. I will say though, I don't think he can be the Commonwealth attorney.
Yeah, it's a conflict of interest.
So no.
Do the job.
It's because-
I don't have the qualifications.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the only office, and this is the joke I make, the only office that has any requirement in the Commonwealth of Virginia is the Commonwealth Attorney.
Okay.
You have to be a licensed attorney. But theoretically, any attorney could write in and get elected.
When do we
But
find out?
we will find out when you go to the ballot box and
Hey, as
vote.
a professional,
Okay.
buddy, I'm
November
telling you.
4th.
November 4th.
November 4th is the day that you need to go to the ballot box. Anybody that's watching, looking at
Uh-huh.
all of you.
Well,
right?
a lot of us, yeah.
I-
But maybe
look,
they could put in.
I wasn't
be
gonna
able to
say
vote.
nothing.
I wasn't gonna
Thank
say
you,
that.
man. Yeah.
Know your crowd.
Chapman, I
Yeah,
wasn't
like-
gonna say nothing, brother, but I'm looking at a lot of civil rights that ain't been restored out here. I'm just saying.
Listen, what can I
A lot
say?
of the women out there want to know: are you single?
Oh,
I see. So I expected a lot of questions. I wasn't expecting that
This
question.
is something the community wants to know. What did you ask?
The answer is, yeah. The question was, "Am I single?"
oh.
The answer is, "It's nobody's business."
Oh.
There we go.
Right? First of all, I don't want to break anybody's heart.
Right.
Oh,
Period.
Well,
No.
we just want to know. Some people want to know. Y'all clogging up. Yep. All right. There we
Fogging
go.
up
Well, the
internet,
fogging.
wondering
Here we
whether
go.
or not I was single.
There we go. We got the answer, ladies and
What's your
gentlemen.
final question?
Was that the
That
big-
was the
was that
final
the big
question.
question?
That was the big question.
The big question for everybody.
Anyone else have anything else to ask? It's open, raw and real here at the table tonight.
I just want to thank you guys again for coming out.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It
Thank you
was. It
so
was a
much for
great
your
night.
support.
Thank you,
I
guys.
really do appreciate it.
So can I also say, for the record, if there's one being made, I'm happy to be invited.
Yeah. It was
Anytime.
fun.
I heard it's done in a basement.
It is done. In
I
a
don't want to get
basement.
murdered
It's
in a
awesome.
basement.
No,
It's
we
awesome.
don't
It's
do
awesome.
that.
I'm happy to talk in a basement. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I'm
in a-
sure.
and
I just want to get murdered somewhere else
it was
other than a
great to
basement.
get out of
but,
the
like,
basement.
yeah,
It
no.
was.
Yeah,
the night
but
was
if-
great. So
I'm happy anytime if you want to invite me.
yes,
do the thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
want,
all.
I want to put a bow on this by saying, please, to everyone who's watching and everybody who's here, please don't stop. Don't stop what's happening here because it's working, and it's powerful and it's moving and it's
building numbers.
making
Yeah.
it's making a difference. I promise you. From someone, so we got the front end, we got the middle, and then we got the back end. And I'm telling you, from the back end of this thing, what you guys are doing is working. Please don't stop. Don't ever feel like this is for naught, or you get a low turnout at something and you feel like, what's the point? The
Yeah.
point is that this is helping somebody. So please keep up this fight because you guys are the ones fighting it. So just keep that fight going.
You guys
Yeah.
are the ones that are doing it. It's not us. Like we're doing the professional part of it. You guys are the community that's making all of this happen. It's like we were up at the courthouse. Like it's not him who's out here supporting it and doing the thing, which is super important. And all the people that work for him is super. Like it's incredible to see. Like the police department comes out to for all these addicts, former addicts, active addicts. Like, yeah, that's great. It's great. And for this guy who deals with them on a regular basis, the former addicts, the active addicts, the whatever, right? And like, okay, that's fine. But we're not the ones who make this happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
this is-
and you, all of you all are the ones who make it happen.
The recovery world here in Page County, it is definitely a movement, and I'm so glad that we're all a part of
Sitting
it.
at this table.
Yeah.
Would never happen. Wouldn't happen.
No, and it's
Yeah.
it's trickling down. All of my officers are very well aware of the issue, and I see it from a difference working with you guys, working with the sheriff's office, even the interdiction team, who's very aggressive, and they go after they do their thing. But I see a change in the way we're dealing with people, even in an active scene where there's drugs or there's it's just sad situations where you got to take somebody from their kids. Like those
Yeah.
horrible situations are being treated differently because of the work that you guys are doing, pushing this narrative forward.
I do personally think that we need to put some recovery paid positions around somewhere
That'd be
along the
helpful.
line. You know what I
That'd be
mean? To have people in recovery that's actually there working with the ones, one-on-one. Something to think
Yeah.
about, a seed
Well,
hopefully that's
it's
been
not-
planted here.
I'll tell you how you go about that, and that's the board of supervisors. I mean, it comes down to money, unfortunately, and that's what a lot of things come down to.
Yeah.
But we have to advocate to the board of supervisors. I mean, everyone in this county knows how serious drug addiction is for this county,
Yeah.
right? Every human in this county who lives here has been affected by addiction in one way or another, whether they are an addict themselves or they have a family member or a friend who is an addict. I would put my paycheck on the fact that every person who lives in this county has been affected by it in one way or another, right?
Yeah.
So then wouldn't that lead the county board of supervisors, who represent all the taxpayers in the county, to sort of help? And I don't know what I don't know what help means,
Yeah.
but you do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. Again, I just got a solution.
To look to it. We'll have
I think that's avenues to get the money from the community, first of
Mhm.
all, through donations and things like that. But if you really want a sort of paid position, we have to advocate to the board of supervisors and to the taxpayers, because they're the ones who pay for it, just to come up
Yeah,
with
we
that.
definitely need it. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. It has been a great night. I mean, this has been awesome. Love it. Love it. I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you all for coming out and supporting
Thanks,
this
Paul.
great recovery rally. Until next year.
Bye, everybody.
Boom.
Here we go. Thank you, guys.